Welcome to Bogside Chats, where we're talking everything DeFi Kingdoms and keeping it casual. My name is Matty. As always tonight, I am joined by Franz and by Guy Kid. Boys, how we doing?
Doing great. Hey, Guy. Long time no see.
What's up, Guy? Also, you don't have your fake background on. You know that, right?
Last time I saw you guys was the last time I slept.
Oh, that's good. That was a few weeks back.
There we go.
Welcome.
Hey,
Yeah. I'm glad you're here. This is a good one to be on.
I mean, nothing's really been going on the last couple of weeks, though. Right?
Yeah.
No big news in the DFK world at all.
PvP's out. That's kind of big.
PvP is out. It came out last Wednesday. We have a jam-packed show tonight. We're going to talk about some of the meta we've been seeing, some of the classes and builds that we've been doing. But more importantly, we have the first night of Bogside Bouts.
What's that?
Myself, Matty Pesk, I'm going to be facing off against Franz in a matchup that if you sponsor it, you will then be eligible for a giveaway, and we're going to be giving away, depending on how much the sponsorship is, we're going to be giving away some cool stuff. So we're going to get to that. We're going to start that match match starts at 9:30. We might push it a little bit just because we're going to be talking about some other stuff. But yeah, we might go late tonight. I'm not going to lie. We got a lot in the show we want to talk about and do. But off the jump, just in general, what are your guys' thoughts on PvP? I mean, I know we got the weekend priors, like we got to do it, and it's almost exactly the same. Obviously, the influence thing is new, but like in general, though, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Well, first off, the Mets won today.
The Mets won. Good. Yeah. Hey, congrats. Yeah.
They played it a little earlier tonight, so the game's been over. So that's good that they did that for our pod.
For our podcast, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Very excited about that. But no, everything. Another seamless release. PvP. I mean, maybe there's some bugs here and there starting a match like you'd expect, but for the most part, I haven't had a match interrupted by a bug yet, where it's like, oh, we can't finish or something like that. I haven't heard anyone talk about that, so that's great. The influence system, phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think?
Honestly, give me all of the influence system. I think what they did with this is just absolutely brilliant. My one kind of knock is on the community more so than the game itself. We need more people playing.
Yeah.
We need more stuff queued up.
It's tough.
Yeah, you've probably played a lot of matches if you're calling people out like that, right?
Maybe one or two.
like midweek in the middle of the day, it'll be dry. Like there'll be no matches, which is kind of tough. I know, but I mean, the people will come. You know, they've built it. The people are going to come. You know,
I've gotten a match pretty much whenever I want. You just have to be willing to message people.
Right. But I mean, like, if you're like randomly wanting to throw in some influence at a random match, like it's not as consistent, you know?
Well, actually, so now that you mention it, though, whenever I've started a match, I think maybe one or two have gone through with nobody joining, but for the most part, like people join.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe we just need to start those bouts more. There are people hanging around, you know, lingering, waiting.
I also love the influence system. I'm the only thing I'm mad about is it's a weekly reset because I spent like a ton of it early on. Like, you know,
so backtrack a little bit. What is influence like?
Right. Just quick overview.
I haven't been on in like 17 weeks, so I don't have ability to share screen. So just FYI.
Okay,
that's fine.
Are we going to show some? Well, whatever. Anyways, quick influence system is you bridge your heroes over to Metis and pledge them to the Coliseum, to the arena. You then are given a certain amount of influence based on the hero score, which takes into account rarity, summons, class, a whole bunch of different things. And, you know, Gen Zeros have this like huge bonus and you get more influence for Gen Zeros. So then you take that influence and right now you can vote on matches on who you think is going to win, you know, person A or person B. They've said in the future that influence is going to be used for more game, you know, things in the future. But right now, that's the only thing you can do with it is vote. And then whatever amount of influence you put in, whatever percentage you put on the winning side The sponsorship, which is a jewel amount, gets distributed to all the people that correctly voted for the person who won the match.
Yeah, so 90% of that jewel that's put up on the match, guy's just looking through his heroes. I don't know why I put his screen up.
Well, I'm showing influence per hero.
Not okay.
Right. No.
So if you go up, so I'll go to our match tonight. Right now we have 365 jewel sponsored, so 90% of that is going to go to the voter of the winning side. So it looks like just under 11 million people will be splitting that. And then 10% goes to the winner of the match.
11 million influence, not people.
Influence.
I wish we had 11 million people in the DFK community.
Yeah, it's fine. 11 million influence.
It's however much influence you put in, you get whatever percentage of your influence is on that side. That's what you get of the payout of the 90%.
Yeah. So really cool system.
It's super cool.
It's going to be more interesting once tournaments start. I want to see some changes to it. I think I was talking to you guys last night about I would love it if a third party can open a match and sponsor it, and then maybe, put into addresses of who's going to be playing in it. Because I'm picturing you're running a tournament, and each match you're setting it right in the game with a little bit of jewel pot so that people go watch and and all that. But we'll get there, baby steps.
Yeah, I mean, they said
there going to be a ton of
the
improvements.
Next phase, like team run tournaments is the next phase, and I'm sure that they have money from Metis. They've talked about this, that will be backing those tournaments. So they'll be doing things, I think, like that once this next phase is out. But right now it's super fun. It's very cool. The sponsorships, I think there was one that got over 700 jewel, right? I think. I don't know.
I think the most was 700 on a single match.
Yeah.
Do we want to roll into talking about what we're doing? Because I feel like we're kind of hovering around it.
Yeah. You want to talk about Bogside Bouts, our new plan here to feature a fun match every Tuesday?
Yeah. That was what I was going to say. So
okay, cool.
You got it.
Let's go.
So I'll switch over to this.
I was going to say, do you have the? Yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah, every Tuesday night, fight night in the Bogside Bouts. We're going to get a featured match tonight. It's going to be me versus Matty. We've been talking about that match, but ideally we're not going to be involved in it. We're going to do some commentary. We'll hop in here and there if someone challenges us, whatever, but we're going to get two fighters, an intriguing matchup. We're essentially like first you had Don King, then you had Dana White. Now you have the Bogside boys. We're fight promoters now. That's our job in the kingdom. No, but so we wanted to make it interesting. We were thinking a lot about how we could do that. So we decided to tie some incentive to the sponsorships. So what we have here on this flyer, every sponsorship, every wallet that sponsors is going to be put into a raffle. The minimum sponsorship is 10 jewel that's sent by the game. So everyone who submits at least 10 jewel to the sponsorship is going to get a raffle ticket to one of these prizes. So if we get to a 250 jewel total sponsorship on the match, which you see here, we are over already. We're at 365. So we'll be doing a drawing of all the sponsors and give away 10 floor heroes. If we can get that up to 500, we will instead be giving away a 10 of 10 Gen 1, which a little bit more valuable, a little bit more expensive on the market there. Ideally, we start getting into these other prizes because they get a lot better. A legendary archer at 750 jewel, a level 10 rare codex squad. So that's three rare hunt ready heroes at 1,000. Mythic 3-star combat pet at 1,500. PvP dark summoning pack. Guy, what was this again that this included?
So 2 Legi codex heroes, and then a greater vigor stone and 10 greater vigor crystals.
Damn.
Okay. And does it have to be vigor, or we'll be flexible with that?
We'll be flexible, but who doesn't love a little extra HP?
Yeah, I mean,
just no finesse. Those are pricey. That's a 2,500 jewel, which I think all these are attainable. Now we get a little bit. It gets a little tough.
The last two, I don't know.
Level 20 legendary codex hero at 10,000, and then the big prize.
The big prize.
The reason that everyone's here.
Yeah.
The Bogsider, the final tier. a Gen 0 and a spot on this podcast that is a permanent spot.
Permanent position on the podcast.
It is as the host of the show. It will be Matty's spot, so he will be leaving us.
I'll be excommunicated.
We'll have you on here and there. That is at 100,000 Jewel sponsorship. So,
which is what in USD?
We don't have to get into the USD numbers. It's
it's like 17 grand, right?
Yeah.
It's above 50.
You can become a podcaster of the 20th best DFK podcast.
Exactly. Top 20. We could be
top
like
20,
19.
a top 20 podcast. You could become a podcaster if you win that giveaway.
So yeah, these prices,
well, and also the Gen 0 is kind of
a big deal.
Yeah.
Nobody actually cares about that. They're just going to stake it for more influence. But these prizes could change based on fluctuating prices, based on people telling us, hey, nobody really wants that legendary archer. Right. That's dumb. Why don't you do this instead? We might alter it, we might change it. The goal is to generate like a little bit of buzz within a matchup, because now, you go into the match, the two people fighting have a chance to win more Jewel. The people influencing on it have a chance to win more Jewel. We're trying to make kind of a flywheel effect here with this. We'll see how it goes.
I also think it'd be fun too of like, if within the community, two people are trash talking and what I mean, like featuring it in fight night is a fun like thing, like whatever, Mythic Squad, they like to talk, if there's somebody's challenging somebody, I think it'd be super fun to like feature it on this, so it's going to be fun. I'm excited about this, and I'm excited to be like a regular thing that we do on the show,
Yeah, no. And there are a lot of other leagues starting up. There's the Melnick tournament from SI. It's a Guild Wars thing. I was
gonna say, is that how he pronounces it? Really?
No, I'm fucking with him.
Okay.
It's pronounced magic. No, the Guild Wars is coming. The JCL is obviously coming right around the corner. So, like, if two people have a match, like, hey, play it in the bot. Play it in the bot. It's fine. We want intriguing matchups. Yeah. So,
and also, so the key sort of thing here to remember is, if that sponsorship amount gets higher, then the prize becomes better. So like, throwing in like 10 Jewel is like not only making you eligible for it, but it's like helping to make it a better prize. So it's just trying to get more buzz for like this one matchup and in general, just like people sponsoring the fight,
And we just got a little bit more thrown in.
There we go.
But yeah, just a shout out. We got Hitman Burt, DFK Degen, Ace Jr., Sticks, Matty, myself, Danimal, Code Green. Not saying that name, it's a little messed up. Brian the Lion.
Mama stole my KYC. Why is that bad?
One Meister, Eth Walker, which is Sticks Intern, Winston Jazz Hands, Krakow Cass, The Jewelers, Ben Force, and Kung Fu Farther. That's Emerson.
That's Emerson.
That was a mistake reading them all, by the way. That was about halfway through. I was like, I don't want to be reading this anymore. Yeah, we live, we learn. All right.
Yeah, and also look at that influence right now, though. Insane.
That's pretty cool.
26 million influence used. I know I saw 10 million used in one in the Jewelers. The Jewelers had a huge influence.
Oh, more just came rolling in.
Ooh, more for Franz there.
I mean, come on. How am I the underdog here?
I have the level advantage. I'm not going to lie.
I would be curious for people that vote, how many people just vote for the host?
That's interesting.
I want names and wallet addresses of the people voting for Matty. This is a bunch of cowards. Show your face, and I'm going to fight you.
I did just hype that I'm using my priest that's the highest whiz in the game, and I was hyping him up on Twitter, so maybe people saw that,
Have we seen a crit heal for the priest yet?
I mean, we're gonna tonight. I'm excited.
He just leveled him up. I don't think he's used it.
This is the first time I'm using him at level 20 in a fight. And highest wisdom in the game, like higher than any other sages or anybody. So
it's 84 whiz.
Yeah.
What's his HP? Oh, 913.
913. That's solid for a priest.
Might need to target that first. Who knows?
Well,
what's your multi-shot barrage go for?
He doesn't. You don't use multi-shot. Do you?
I guess we're gonna see. Sorry, I don't remember what I selected. So
yeah.
Surprises only. No, but
right.
let's roll right into start talking PvP here, talking all the trash. What have we seen? What have we liked?
Wow.
What?
Give the people what they want.
Top sponsor just changed.
Oh, and we have hit the 500 threshold. You couldn't have waited a little longer, see if you can get some more to sneak in there.
Yeah.
Well, now everyone is incentivized to join because we are at the next tier.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Sure. 10 jewels to possibly win a 10 of 10. It's pretty good.
Very interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, we can maybe push the start of it, but I do want to talk about what we've been seeing in PvP so far. Similar to the practice weekends that we had, I think the bubble and priest and the kind of stall, with at least one heavy, meaning a knight or a warrior, and then kind of mixing it up on that third role. But we're seeing a lot of priest use. I think a lot of kind of heal comps or stall or bubble comps, however you want to describe them. But also we are seeing some aggressive. I mean, I've seen Skiller won a bunch of matches with his triple archers. We have seen some aggro. What are you guys' thoughts on what we're seeing in general with the meta of these matches?
Yeah, not too much triple archer. Right. That's a Skiller thing. DFK Degen used it against me the other night. He didn't seem like he liked it though.
Yeah.
I actually don't have enough archers to do it right now. I had some bridge issues. There's a bug. If anyone's, just be careful a little bit. If you accidentally are bridging, if you're trying to bridge to Metis and you accidentally bridge to Clayton, some heroes with a lot of equipment are getting stuck.
Oh.
So two of my top 3 archers and my best knight are all stuck in the bridge, fully kitted up, amulets on them.
Oh no!
Luckily, no scallies, but there's the Eldris Aegis on the knight, and I think it's Tao's Curio on the archer. So that is what it is. But yeah, so I haven't done any triple archer. I've been loving the Seer. I've been loving the Berserker. Haven't played too much knight. And the Warrior's just solid.
Yeah, Warrior solid. I like it. I know you might have some complaints on the priest because we talked about this before the stream, but I love the bubble priest and the just exclusively healing and being that that team that just sustains. That's a technique I like using.
Have you run into any situations that people have been successful to be able to taunt your priest and really screw up?
Well, I haven't done that many PvP matches actually, but I have seen that a couple times. I know I've watched a lot of matches because I like throwing the influence in, and then you get to watch too. That's a fun thing we didn't mention. If you throw influence in on a match, they give you access to the spectator mode, which is super cool.
That should change.
It should be
on like that at all.
Match, but,
why aren't they all public?
Exactly. But I just like the option of you put influence on this. Here's your pass to go watch it. So what? I don't know who Taboo Subjects is, but he's throwing me off my game. But yeah, I've seen the taunt work a couple times, but for the most part, I feel like it's only delaying the inevitable of the sustained team winning. I don't think the taunt is the best counter.
What would be a better counter?
I mean, better sustain and just lasting for longer than your opponent.
Yeah, I think
there's a game of attrition.
535 now. Yeah, I think there's a bit of an issue with the priest currently and these stall comps. I don't know. I haven't been seeing a lot of Gruff used at all. It's been mostly Whirlwind. Some people have thrown it in. I don't know. The priest heals just seem a little too powerful for me right now, especially the blessing. What's it called? Healing blessing. The tier 2 passive crit heal.
Yeah.
Plus 20% crit heal chance. That thing on the circle
on a lucky priest. Yeah.
Well, not even luck. I don't even think you need the luck, really. I mean, it's
that 10% does its part.
When you're healing 3 heroes, the Holy Circle, that's who it is. When you're healing 3 heroes, just getting 1 crit is a crit's essentially like 700, call it 600, 700 health. It's essentially 6 stone. It's essentially 2 health vials.
Yeah, it's
pretty crazy. I don't know. The stall comps they seem to be low, kind of, and I'm using one tonight, by the way. They seem to be low skill and like kind of easy to pull off. And you end up with these games at the end where it's just basic attack versus basic attack. Don't love it.
Well, sorry. So what you're saying is you think Priest is too powerful. I mean, that's what I was saying too. I was saying the same thing when guy was like, "What's the counter?" And I'm like, I mean,
better.
I wasn't arguing with you. I mean,
yeah, I like Priest.
The key is that you have to be able to protect it, though. You can't just throw a Priest out there. You know, hope the worst to play against. Shout out Crypto Dream. He puts the Knight front row, Priest mid row, interception, and it's so hard to break through.
Yeah,
you really just have to weigh it out.
Yeah. So I like Priest. I like playing with Priest. I don't want it to see it nerfed. However, I don't find a flaw in your argument. I'm not gonna lie. You know, and maybe we'll see some stuff in the future, Pirate, that like can bust through the bubbles or can, you know, counter healing somehow. Some stuff
maybe
like that.
Some more pull moves and
or silence. I think the silence I think stops heals. I'm actually not sure on that. Yeah. So like more silence, maybe stuff like that.
Yeah. And I also think priests are stronger now because the only range we really have is the archer at this point too.
Right.
Once you introduce more ranged DPS, you're going to be able to target the priest more as well too.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a fair point.
65 now. I don't know. The way the priest is kind of, and I was talking to SI about this last night, it just seems like the priest being very early and not having a focus on it. I think it needs an update. Like the archer was prime focus from the very beginning because that's our damage dealer. There was a lot of tinkering there. The knight had its moment in the sun the first playtest weekend when nobody liked what it was doing, and they suddenly made, you know, all of its skills there.
Bumped a bunch of stats on it,
and made everything range of 2. It kind of got thrown into focus there. I just think it's time the priest goes into focus, and I would love to see that 20% crit heal change to like 10 or 15% crit and not just crit heal. So any kind of crit, and maybe incentivize the war priest a little bit more because we're not seeing any war priest play.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you're seeing Holy Wrath here and there, but it's kind of like they're still a healer first. They just want to have that ability to tag you.
Right. At the end,
there's no strategy around it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I want to play it more. I want to see people play it. I see, you know, maybe people will come up with like creative ideas with the War Priest, you know, as we get more and more of these matches. I'm gonna start it, but we might like hold it for a little bit. Is that all right? Okay.
The match on turn 1.
Yeah, the match is starting in 30 seconds, but I do want to talk about Berserker and Seer. Seer, I kind of have a lot of thoughts on it. I know, Franz, you do too. So I want to we'll touch on Berserker right now a little bit. In general, Berserker is like really struggling, I think, in a lot of matches. You know, we saw Winston try it in a bunch of different streams, and he lost almost every time. I know you have a build with a Berserker that it has had some success. You know, I think you've gone like 3 or 4-0 with it in kind of some big matches, but I caveat that because it's like one of the best Berserkers in the entire game. It has insane stats and like it's very good. But what do you think about Berserker in general right now?
Yeah, I mean, you just gave it kind of an intro there. I have a pretty souped up one. I don't want to talk about it. Like it's very good. I think it's giving me a little bit of a bias with how I'm viewing the Berserker, but I mean, I'm absolutely loving playing with that one, right? I think it combos well with the Seer and the sustained comps. And the thing is, like these sustained comps, right? The goal is to wait out your opponent. You could get into a situation where you wait them out late and maybe they can serve their MP a little bit better than you did. Maybe they're hitting for a little bit harder on the basic attacks. And now it's kind of like you stall to the end and then see like, all right, this might be a toss up. Do I have this if it gets that late? With the Berserker, if you're stalling, if they're stalling, you're still hitting for 250, 200 at the end. Even like say it's not a great Berserker, you're still hitting 175 at the minimum. So you're going to win that match if you get to that point. Sometimes, you know, early in the game, it hits your own guy in an opportune moment. It doesn't hit the right guy on their team where it gets a kill that you need. Yep. It has its downsides too, but I've been liking it a lot against priests.
If it's in a match that comes down to basic attacks at the end and you have a Berserker and they don't,
clear advantage.
You're golden. Yeah. However, I think with a Berserker on your team, like you said, there's a much less chance that you will get to that final stage of the match where it's coming down to just basic attacks and the Berserker is still standing. You know, it's harder to get there. I think your Berserker who's got amazing. Is he a mythic? He's a mythic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he's got insane stats. You have an Excalibur on him and a Scally's Eye. Like,
so wait, so the Excalibur thing, and a few people have told me that like that was the first time they realized you can put it on the Berserker.
Right.
The only reason I did that was because I was trying to like really take a close look at the Berserker, and we're comparing it to all these warriors that like the best warriors and these tournament warriors have the Excalibur, so it's not totally fair.
Yeah.
And the other thing that was kind of sticking with me, and I think this is going to be kind of an ongoing thing. As far as balancing goes, we know Hubert and Sachet and Winston and all these people a lot better than someone knows the execs at Blizzard. You know, like it's we see them, we know what they're like. Yeah. They were very quick to change some things that the community was screaming about. Mm-hmm. Other things they just seem very reluctant to move on. So it's like, all right, I don't think they're just skirting their responsibilities. Like it seems like there's something there that maybe we're missing. Yeah. So trying to focus on it more.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that sentiment too. Of like we've been messaging them and saying Berserker is weak for a while now, and they've held strong. So maybe we're all missing something still at this point. Like I mean, I don't know.
By the way, I hate to interrupt you. I can't get into the match.
Really?
I'm getting a white screen whenever I click on it.
Oh boy!
After I just went on this whole thing about,
I know. I mean, I'm in. It's working well. I mean, just refresh. Keep trying it a couple times.
I've closed it out a few times.
Oh really?
So I mean, we keep talking here, but
yeah.
I'm just giving heads up.
Okay. I'm excited to talk about Seer, and I know you're going to be distracted while we do it because I think I'm changing gears a little bit on Seer. I kind of always didn't really like Seer for my PvP teams. However, I've seen it used a couple times now pretty well. And I think, like I said, I think I'm going to change gears here. And I still like Priest as my healer. However, I'm kind of dabbling with the idea of using Seer as kind of that, changing that role from like pure healer to like a support role. And still a sustained build, because especially with Sanctuary and the passive that like does the bubbles every 7 turns, I think if you can get the timing right, the Seer can be a successful kind of support healer and be competitive. Thoughts on this? I know you're distracted.
No, I'm listening.
Okay, but what are your thoughts on?
Yeah, you can go if you want.
Or Guy, yeah.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Sounded like you were making a great point.
Sounded like a good point. Yeah, it looked like a good point. I mean,
honestly, it's just I need to give the Seer more of a shot.
Right. Yeah.
But I love the concept of more of a support and then just a true healer.
Yeah.
Even with my priests, like I always have at least one DPS move on them and don't make them a pure healer. but I do feel like that's like breaking the role of how the priest is designed. Seer, I think, is built more to be a hybrid support,
right?
Having some heals, having some barriers.
Yeah.
So if you can get it down, like I can see that being pretty impactful in the matches.
Yeah. No, you can
go. You go, Franz. I had nothing.
I
was following.
Yeah, I think for me personally, at least, I was looking at it as more of an offensive character at first with time sync and chrono purge. Like, okay, I can put down status effects and, you know, get this delayed damage. I didn't really love it like that. Once I kind of went full healer on it, like Rejuvenation Stone, I think is it's like a must carry for them. Sanctuary we all knew was kind of great. It is high MP though. But it's helpful. The Artificer is the big one every 7 turns. I use specifically Sears, speed Sears. So I'm cycling. Like if I don't have anything to do, I'm just passing turn. I just want to get that bubble back up as quickly as possible. And the one thing that's gone kind of overlooked, I think, I was using this a little bit against stall comps. Chrono Purge Dispel does dispel interception.
Oh, that's super cool. I did not know that.
So I had one set up. I wasn't able to I screwed it up a little bit, but it was, I had the sharpshooter and the rapid onslaught lined up, and he kind of thought he was safe because he had interception on. Came in with the chrono purge, and then the two of them went.
That's interesting. Yeah,
it didn't get the kill. He was able to get out of it, but that was against.
That's kind of what Seer's supposed to be, the one that kind of upends your opponent's plans. You know, so that's really interesting to see that happen. You know, they're one of the only classes that has dispel in general. So that's interesting. I would want to see that in action. I have a couple level 15 Seers that I've started throwing in some hunts, and they've been quasi-successful, but I think I need to give Seer a harder look now that I've seen it successful a couple times. I'm also worried about hit points. I think if it rolls poorly on its hit points, it can't compete. You know what I mean? Like it has to have good hit points. And I don't know if spending any level ups on vitality is really worth it. I think you just have to get lucky. And I know that's weird and it's like not advice really, but like you just have to get lucky and hope that his hit points are pretty solid by those high levels, you know?
Yeah. I was putting some vitality into it early.
Yeah.
Very early though. I think endurance is big. I think endurance gets overlooked with both of the casters that we have. Yeah. Because it's taking those shots, right?
Yeah.
But then just the speed. So I still can't get into the match.
All right. What
it's
should we do?
Interesting because I can. I was getting that same white screen, but now the little spectator button exists on my screen, and I can get in through the spectator mode, which is interesting.
I'm gonna go ahead with my first turn, friends. Maybe it's maybe it's annoyed. I know why it might be annoyed at you.
Why?
Because it probably has a bubble right now for you to do the turn thing. And that's why it's mad at you, because you can't, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I don't think it's mad at me because it's,
I think it's mad at you. I think that's what the issue is.
Can feel things. Here, no, I'll show you what's happening. Look, I go manage bouts. It's over here. There's one next to active bouts. White screen the second I go to it. So, but I can join other bouts.
Yeah, which is interesting.
So like, look, if I go to,
it might have been honestly, it might have been because we had it open when it was started. And so
did you enter it when like it started?
No, we had the little preview of looking at the sponsorship amount.
It's letting me start about.
Well, don't. Here. SI is suggesting this. I don't know if that will do it, but
who knows? It might if it's reading my
if it knows you're the opponent.
All right.
I successfully blinded your archer to start.
That's bullshit. Maybe we should just start over.
You couldn't have
new match.
All right, wait. So open bouts.
So you click You got the URL?
Yeah, no, I just started one. I was trying to see if it was going to let me into that tab because I would start a fresh one. All right, let me get the URL. Let's see if
You don't have like a pending?
Is it going to let me make a move though?
You're in. Oh, no, you're viewing.
How do you know?
Oh, you're not.
No,
Oh, you're in. Beautiful.
All right, fantastic.
Nice work.
We'll just cut that whole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out,
We'll
who was
edit
that? SI?
I was, yeah, we'll edit it in post.
Yeah. All right. Well,
You can share from my screen if you don't want peekers for
it
stone.
doesn't really matter. I don't.
it's fine. I mean, we can put it on your screen though if you want.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
Just try to make it as full screen as possible.
Oh, that's great. So you use cleanse right away?
Sure did.
Mm.
You're not getting my 2 stone for that.
Well,
Here we
it's not
go.
Not like Matty has another blinding wind he'll be able to use. Oh, instead he goes with the bubble.
258.
Start building it.
Now, what was it previously? Because I know you remember.
I think it was only like 250. I think it only increased by 8 there. Maybe not. It might have been a little under 250, but it's not that much of an increase.
But that's basically 760 HP heal.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty big.
That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
You got a gladiator strike.
Yeah.
These were bad teams to pick for a show that we're going to be putting on here.
Yeah, this is going to be a slow, long match.
Worm and Emerson just hang in there, boys.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
they're the one that put their pod right behind ours.
I know.
It's not our fault.
Matty's talking about making it a long match, so he decides to use Iron Skin with his front line, just in case we're not going long enough.
Yeah.
Iron Skin reduces damage by 15%. Oh,
Yeah.
Matty gets to go again, so that's fun.
What are you running with this archer, Matty?
Piercing shot and the piercing passive, but then rapid and repeating.
Toxic.
Rapid and repeating. Yeah, he's got one toxic. And
It's a
then
little problematic for me.
what was I gonna say? And then the hunter's mark, but I don't typically. Well, I shouldn't say that, but typically I don't really touch the hunter's mark with this guy. But I should, because I think and then correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the chat. I'm pretty sure when you use hunter's mark with a guy with toxic, that like triggers like like it's an attempt at
Stacking poison.
Yeah.
3 of them.
Oh, and Franz is charging up over here. We got an explosion coming.
It's a barrage. Trying to take out those bubbles.
Oh, here we go. Good.
Oh, blinding winds. Successful.
Ooh,
Wow.
That made a big
Wow. That was incredible. I could not be happier.
Basically burned 37 of my MP. Very good.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to take the bubbles down because that's what I wanted to do for
Yeah.
a whirlwind here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to forgo that.
Got a rapid onslaught. 155 on the front. Definitely dipping into the front line warrior.
Yeah, not a good night. Not a good start for me, just based off I've already used 3 status effect cleanses. 1 cleanse, and now I'm going to be using my second potion here. So it's kind of brutal because this is a match where using that second 2 stone potion, that's taking away 1 of my heals or 1 of my manas, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of big.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get you back.
All right, so this is one big complaint that maybe I'll put in an AMA question. I can't see my opponent's battle budget or what they brought for their battle inventory, and I think you should be able to see that.
At least know that the inventory.
At a minimum, they're the budget like that they have left. But I think you should be able to see what they have and what they brought. Like, did you bring an anti-poison? I don't know.
I'll tell you if you make a move.
Oh shit! It's back to me already.
No, so I don't think you should be able to see that at all. You should be able to see how much stone I have left. But why would you get to peek into my bag of tricks on my side, you know?
I mean, I guess not, but
because the two of you agreed to battle. So the first thing you did
yeah.
is you brought all of your trinkets and said, "Here's what I have. What do you have?"
And like that, I feel like that's like a move to be like hiding it. Hiding it should be a separate thing.
Matty, you got to make a move. It's still on your turn.
Oh shit! Sorry.
I'm gonna enforce it.
All right, fine.
Thank you. Now you were saying?
I feel like you come to a battle with your shit, you know?
I don't know what that means.
Like you come to a battle with your gear, like I can see what you have in your potions and stuff like that.
If you know what their weapons are
yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to like justify it lore wise, you know, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that's just a bad argument lore wise, but it's also like because like who throws things out on a table when a fight starts? It's in a bag.
I mean, you know,
right?
like,
but then also like lore doesn't matter here. Like,
I guess not.
I don't. Yeah. Why should you get to see what I brought? I guess that's
fair.
where I'm.
Whatever.
But either way, the stone amounts should be able to be.
Yeah.
Shown. I'm getting wrecked here, huh?
On that archer, yep. Definitely taking some hits. Down to 300 HP. Still channeling though. So you get that going for you.
Well, let's apply some status effects of our own here.
Oh. No, I'm gonna slow me.
Nice.
Did it miss the middle? Is that what happened?
Missed the middle.
Yeah.
Did we get a? We did get a slow on the warrior.
Slow got effect, but no slow in the back. Because he had a bubble. I mean, I think it got through the bubble though. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't.
It broke the bubble.
Yeah.
Quick healing vial on the archer to make sure he doesn't go anywhere. And he is still channeling for that sharpshooter coming.
Oh, it's
I know. Well, actually, I'm curious on that. I had enough on the warrior. Is that why the archer didn't get touched with anything?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not positive on that how that interaction works, but yeah.
Yeah, I also screwed up a bit because I was I haven't seen enough in a while. I was gauging it like interception, and I saw the number down here as it was at 2. And I was like, oh, it's clearing by the time this channel is gonna kind of reconcile here. But not
no, it was wow. Oh, that's amazing.
Good thing you got that swiftness on your warrior. My friends. Do you have a couple poison triggers that are gonna apply here shortly?
Are those both for me?
No.
Why is it so close? Oh, yeah, it's a different character. Okay. All right, let's do this. Ooh.
Shot with some decent damage there.
Didn't hit the back line, though, which is kind of...
Got to retaliate.
Ooh, nice little retaliate, yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Turn 30.
This guy's got... He's going to try this, which may not work, but I want to try it. Ooh!
We got a taunt that is successful, but countered with an interception, so that'll keep this archer around for a while.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that was he had the sharpshooter. I should have known that. Yeah,
375.
That's still fine.
Attack.
I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Still plenty of mana on that priest. So,
how much does it do? 50%.
I'm still 50%. 50% extra basic.
I gotta hope this goes well.
Talk it out. What are you doing?
I'm doing that. That wasn't a lot. Ooh, it was a decent amount.
Matty, but you're just making noises.
I know.
You gotta
That's
like,
what I
talk
do.
It through. Like
when I'm at home and I play video games, I make noises.
Used to playing in front of an audience.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we got 42 people watching. Like they just don't want to hear you go, ooh,
Yeah. All right. I took a risk there and did the repeating shot.
You can take him out here.
I know I have no way to get to him. Unfortunately,
I thought you had cleave active.
I have no way to get to him.
Already used those abilities. Maybe should have saved those abilities for a more critical
Maybe
moment.
should have saved those abilities. That's a great point, Guy. Thank you.
Well, you did
What we
trigger
could,
my last.
though-
You did trigger my last stand, which Code Green points
Oh,
out there. They need to add a graphic on last
right,
stand
to let us know.
because very often I don't notice when it gets triggered.
We're going to do this and kind of apply pressure now to 2 characters is the ideal here.
What's this?
Oh, man, I wish that did more, but
Still 400 health, but he is poisoned with 5 stacks, so that's going to continue to wear down on the front line here.
yeah. Because he's going to throw a healing potion.
Matty does have an exhausted archer, though, so
Yeah, that will slow me down.
Franz has a couple turns to...
He's got all 3 turns here.
Yep.
So he could go offensive and take one of my guys out. Although I don't think his whirlwind is active right now, so I don't think he's going to be... I don't know if this... Oh, this guy has cleave on.
For another turn.
Cleave for his, like, basic... he could do some serious damage here. All right, yeah. No, he's going to heal.
Is he going to double heal, though?
Yeah. No.
Ooh,
Goes with the forever ability.
So now let's take a look at the time bar real quick.
Yeah.
Then the next time that your archer is going
Be a
is
while.
40 ticks from now. It's pretty great.
I might be leaving you shortly.
That's okay.
Gotta take care of business.
Yeah.
I just realized we're getting a lot of feedback from Guy because when he muted, it got a lot
I
quieter.
know.
It's the baby monitor behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like that makes it okay that you're messing up our stream. Jeez.
Priorities, right?
All right. I'm sorry. This was a big decision.
How long does that last stand? Oh, I see it. There we go. That's last stand. That's a cool
Another
symbol. You don't see
sharpshooter
that
coming.
often. Okay. Ooh, I don't think he can reach it, but that'd be. He has nothing. He can't get to you, right? In any way. No, his growth is still.
Talk it
right.
out.
Okay, so this priest has death mark right now. And I have the priest and then the warrior going next turn, but the warrior has literally nothing to get to the second row. And this death mark cannot kill that guy. I really want to use death mark on him, and then I wish I had literally anything to do a little bit of damage.
5 seconds.
I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to
Gonna need to move.
You're going to bubble?
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that play. He couldn't kill me.
I couldn't get the kill. Yeah.
Last stand's about to drop off here.
I'm going to go ahead. He has the combo, so I'm going to do it. And now, again, I like the idea that he has 2 guys he's worried about health-wise. I think that is going to affect his decision-making. I should have looked. Fuck. Is the sharpshooter... I'm assuming it's targeting the archer.
We'll find out in a
You
minute.
would assume correctly.
Yeah.
And I was very worried that you were going to put Nuff back on.
Yeah.
And you didn't. So I'm going for a kill on your mid row right now. Like that's what I want to get out of this.
That's fine.
We'll see if it works. It
Yeah.
might end with me having 2 dead heroes. But here we go.
I mean, if you can pull it off, I think
Commit to it, right?
it's...
That's not gonna help.
Here we go. 338 is very doable with sharpshooter.
Oh!
See you later.
Yeah. With plenty of room. And the 50 million from the crowd is going nuts right now.
Let's go. What, Matty, sideline report. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
I'm upset. I'm not happy right now.
What does Team Pesk need to get back into this game in the second half?
Well, I'm not going to say. I want you to move right now, and then I'll say.
I did give you that shit. We're gonna finally cleanse that toxic off.
Wow.
I probably should have done that like 6 turns ago.
I have 2 turns here. I think I can kill this front guy.
Interesting. Going offensive when he's... All right, 172 for a death mark.
He's gonna get him.
Yep.
Ooh, he doesn't have rapid onslaught. What's he got?
I mean, Gladiator Strike's probably going to do it.
It's enough. Because he had.
Okay.
So now it's a matter of, can this archer do enough damage to go through the priest heals? I mean, we do have the sharpshooter, basic attack trigger.
I mean, I feel pretty good right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're gonna get
you
still
still
sitting
have
at
the heals.
72 mana, and you've got a good amount of stone left.
Although he's got a basic attack coming from the archer that's very impressive.
I'm not using it.
You're not gonna use the combo? Well, yeah, you want to heal him probably.
I need to switch things up.
Oh, because you just use the you just use.
I'm probably gonna regret that, but I probably should have healed with the warrior, let him take a shot, and used it. But
I mean, what can Matty do to the back row of maybe a gruff with a
I've
basic
been
attack?
complaining
Is that
about
gonna be enough? Which
I've
is
been complaining about how I can't. This guy has no range.
Yeah.
see, this is where the game gets boring now because your whole goal is going to be to keep that warrior alive.
Yep.
Do you have what do we have on this priest? So you went Holy Circle, so you'll be able to heal them both and bubble them both. It's not gonna be very efficient for you, but
He does have swiftness, which is a pretty cheap heal. Although Prayer of Healing is only 4 mana. That's not right.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not.
No, it's
No,
4 on
that's-
my. That can't be right.
Yeah.
no, it's not.
Yeah.
All right, good. That iron skin finally wore off just now for you. Mine is just starting.
Yeah, Mega is saying in chat that's definitely the wrong number.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Through the
There it is.
bubble front.
23. I have it. That's 23.
Yeah, which makes more sense. So
Yeah.
you can get 2 more heals off before you need mana. Still sitting at a healthy amount of stone. I won't say what. Maybe 5, maybe 8.
I haven't used. This is my first potion.
Okay, so you're at 8 now because I'm at 0.
Correct. I'm at 8 now.
So it's a big difference that we have going on here.
Big uphill battle for Franz here. Need a couple crits in a row. I mean, 985 is going to be tough to try to combo.
I mean, I just want to say the priest having death mark might be why I win this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that was
definitely huge.
insane for me. I'm gonna have to make a decision on
The start of your game with the 2 blinding winds and the poison, it just put me in such a stone hole early. And then you got some good damage there too, where I had to start using potions. And that's when you're playing against a priest and you don't have one of your own, it's tough. It's every bit of damage that you take, it feels that much worse.
Right.
Okay. Oh. I don't know.
So
if this is the right
it's
choice.
tough because Matty's got no mana on his warrior now. So now it's do you bother with a mana vial on a warrior? Like, what does that do? Is that like one move? Or do you just go sustain and basic attack from here on out? But he does it. He does use that mana vial on the warrior. Interesting.
I don't know. I might have been the wrong move, but I wanted to. I want him to participate. I want him to be doing moves. You know. It must have been a shit ton of damage to pop through that bubble.
200.
No.
Oh, it was 200 plus the.
It was 500. No, it was 458.
459 actually.
Shit.
But
who's counting?
Yeah.
That's an insane amount of damage.
Didn't do much of a dent though.
Put that bubble back on. Bubble up, boys.
It's Pesk's game to lose. Matty's game to lose here.
He's in the driver's seat.
Easy there, bud. Easy there, Franz. Ooh,
Oh, yeah. That definitely
gets
helped.
the critical hit with the axe and heals a
Imagine if
little
you
bit.
didn't have that iron skin on. Still gonna be tough.
You're out. You said you're out of
He's out
I'm
of
out.
stone.
Yeah.
Can't look at that. Archer's probably got one more move he can do.
Feeling like I let everyone who voted on me down.
100.
The minority that voted on me.
Franz army getting a little smaller.
It's unreal. To Matty of all people.
I know.
And his bubbles.
Oh, come on. What the fuck's that mean? I know
you
how to
know
play
what
this
it is.
game.
Yeah, whatever.
Priest with a 50 basic attack's not bad.
I mean, he's got 80. He's got the highest whiz in the game.
I like Bogside.
Oh.
Yeah, I agree with
Bad
that.
RNG. No, this was just good play.
Just bad RNG. It happens to the best of us.
Mhm.
Sometimes the much better, more handsome player loses. And there's nothing that we could do about that.
The handsomeness level. I don't know about that.
So you're gonna crit basic attack here for 7,500, right?
Oh, I mean that was whew, that hit.
No bleed applied, which is interesting.
Yeah, that hit.
So it doesn't matter, though, because as long as his priest keeps getting to make turns, which I don't see why it wouldn't, he's going to be able to heal back up. I can get that warrior down as low as I want. And I'm also out of mana with my
Archer
here.
Yeah.
I mean, this is something we were talking about at the beginning of the pod of like, ooh, that was a good hit too.
Nice piercing.
The sustain build is what's winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
you had a couple moments, like maybe a couple combos. I mean, you got his guy down early. You brought him down to 2.
Right. I think. I mean. Oh, that's sneaky. I didn't know he still had a trait left.
446. It's tough.
Was that another crit?
No,
Nope.
it wasn't.
That's his
446 basic.
So I do not have the crit passive on him. I have the regular just 10% boost because his heals are that insane. So 446 is his literally just standard what he heals. And I mean he's the best, he's the highest wisdom in the entire game. So like that's not normal.
I was talking about the priest before and how I think it's a little overpowered. That it's probably going to sound like sour grapes right now because I'm losing to one. So it's going to be like, yeah, of course he has issues with it. But I do think that tier 1 heal is just way too much value for the amount of mana that it costs.
Right. You can just spam that the entire game.
Yeah, there's like no real drawback to it. I think it should be good. I think it needs to be tuned down a little. This isn't me saying, oh, we need to destroy that. I think it's just a little bit. The blessing, healing blessing, the crit one, and also the Holy Circle, I think, could use an amnesia. Similar value moves across the game have amnesia.
I agree.
I'd agree with that.
I agree with that.
So it sounds like we're on agreement. Should we just tell Hubert?
I mean,
get the petition started.
I also too because perhaps there's going to be, especially when Wizard comes out, I think when there's more magic abilities too, we might be singing a different tune. You know, I don't know.
Sure. But that's kind of a hard argument to make, though.
I know.
Like,
I know.
You could say that as an answer for everything. Like, oh, there are more heroes. Yeah. So, but besides that, like as far as balancing goes, like I think everything else is in pretty good spot.
Yeah, I agree. Sounds like we're ready for a next class.
I still think that Twin Arrows is useless.
Yeah.
The top of the channeling tree. Sharpshooter is probably too overpowered. If we're being honest, I love it, but
I love the basic attack getting boosted. It's a fun design. Like it's a cool move. Like I really like using it. You know,
very strong though. Warrior, I think everything's fine. Trying to think what else.
I'm excited to see new classes added, but
the Seer tier 1. So my new thing this week was I was trying to do other Seer abilities besides just Warstone, because like I feel like Warstone's just worlds above those other two.
Right.
The one that adds evasion and gives you a little heal right? So you can target an ally. It's only target ally. It's not target self. You can't do it to your own seer.
Yeah, but
which makes it, I think,
I don't know.
Worse.
Yeah. Based on the seer, I feel like you'd almost always pick Warstone in that first tier, but yeah, that's a good point. I'm like, maybe we should bump up, you know.
Well, so my reasoning was, if I'm going to be going against stall comps with knights, I'm going to want to bring Chrono Purge. So that means I'm not bringing Rejuvenation Stone, which is the big deal.
I don't know how you're going to play without Rejuvenation Stone. But hey, GG, good game, sir.
Yeah, GG's. Not my best effort. Like Echo Construct said, it was all RNG.
I don't know about
there
that.
We go.
Like it was, you know.
So we got the. I still can't view the sponsors. So can you go in there?
What do you mean? No, or can you go into past ones? I don't know how to do that. Oh shit! I got the white screen now too.
All right, Guy, can you get in there?
I'm working on it.
If not, it's on the stream. I went through it.
I tried to get screenshots. I didn't get them all because the match.
Wait, we didn't write down everybody's name. God damn it!
We got it on screen. On stream.
It's the first. Well, no, first time.
Wait, Guy, did you put influence on it?
Yes.
Okay. Fuck.
Yeah.
Did you put it on me or
on Franz? Wow. Would that be able to help?
It shows up in your history. It shows up in your history if you won.
That's funny. Because I started this, but I didn't get the last screenshot.
So if we'll need a willing.
No, it was on the stream. We just won't be able to do it live this week, but we will make sure.
We'll do the giveaway. We'll do the giveaway next week. We'll pause our stream and find it out. Yeah.
Want me to just do it now? I can just keep chatting.
Wait, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna look at the stream.
Oh, like find it in the stream when we do. Okay, all right. Well, GG.
Very good game.
Yeah. I think. Go.
I think it's going to be a lot more fun when it's two other people playing. I don't like the idea, and maybe some other streamers can comment on this in chat. I don't like the idea of playing and talking.
No, I agree.
I feel like the it's not great as far as content.
You saw me. I was just making noises. I wasn't even talking.
I was trying to call that out a little bit.
That's how I play video games. I fucking respond to shit, and I don't. I'm just in the zone.
So I think next week when we have two other competitors, it'll be a little bit more fun, and we'll make sure that our sponsorship is recorded so that we can do. We're gonna throw everything on the wheel of names. We are giving away a 10 of 10, Gen 1 10 of 10 to one of the sponsors. We'll make sure we do that a little live so that people can see it. Just some hiccups for the first time.
Yeah, So I do want to question you now here at post-match breakdown. I think I'll say this, and you might get mad at me. I think you sold out to try and get that kill, the first kill. I think you went too hard to get that first kill, and then you left yourself open afterwards. Response on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a product of not having the stone that I needed. I couldn't at that point. I was already on my last potion. I knew that you hadn't used one, or maybe you'd used one at that point.
Right.
I'm not going to last going blow for blow till the end with you, especially with you having a priest, right? So the second that match,
you had a knight and a warrior. Like yours was like a mid-range build of what you had. So like it could have made it some rounds, maybe not like as long as the priest, obviously, but like I don't know. I am curious on your thought process there.
Yeah. So once I go into the match and you have a priest and I don't, it kind of changes the way the game is played. I feel like I need to take my shots.
Yeah.
And try to get the match to come to conclusion that's not like a natural conclusion of just basic attacks.
Yeah.
Not to say, and I don't mean to say that as like I know I'm talking a lot of bad about the priest right now. This isn't me saying like priest OP, you can't. There is someone who's looking for matches and saying no priests when he's trying to set up matches. I'm not at that level.
Yeah.
But it's just it is very impactful to the style of the game that we're gonna get.
I will say this right now, and this is why I kind of like I like it. That's the style of play I like to do. But I understand your complaints right now because I do feel like Priest is dominating the meta. Like not I shouldn't say dominate, maybe it's a strong word, but like that's what everybody's bringing. That's what everybody's doing. And
I don't think that's true though. I haven't seen like too many priests. It's just that when they're present, they change the game in a different way. I don't know. It's the Seer's getting a lot of play as a healer. I think that's great.
I think I am curious, and maybe honestly, maybe next week we should do Skiller versus my priest of like a full on aggressive team versus the stall comp. I do want to see if can the aggression, pierce the bubble, pun intended. Like, can the aggressive teams beat the stall comp? I am kind of curious on that.
Yeah, you should definitely play him in a match. Check that out.
Yeah. Especially now that I have this team. I wanted to level these guys up before I brought them over to Metis, but now they're in Metis. I'm ready to like face off with people,
Yeah.
Although let me tell you, also too, side note, I know we don't need to talk about it, but like doing the expeditions and throwing in the stam pots, amazing. I love it so much.
Just so what'd you do there? From what level to what level?
I mean, I did that for all three of these heroes. Like they all were one level below. My Bramnad, like my good priest, and then the archer is like he's my favorite archer. He's not that good, but he has toxic, which helped me a lot in this match, hitting that toxic a couple times. And then my warrior, who's very good. He's only at 18 right now. So I had 20, a 19, and 18. He was at 17 prior. I fucking threw him in the expeditions and brought him up to 18. I might honestly pull him from Metis and put him back in expeditions because I want him at 20 for when I do the Jewelers League. I want him at 20. So
how many stand pots was it for a level? Do you remember?
I mean, I blew through. I had 200 and I bought another 300. So
but you did 3 levels.
Yeah, and they were all mid, like they had mid, like they weren't all just like at 0. So like it wasn't as bad, but it was about 500, I would say. But like I'm ballparking. I don't know the exact numbers.
But
yeah, like I 500 stamp pots, like it's not nothing, but I'm willing to spend
what you get out of it, right?
$10 USD, like whatever.
Well, you're not buying them.
Well, I didn't buy them because I bought the gold that I needed to make them because I had spent the gold on equipment that I had bought, so I had to buy the gold, which was pretty cheap. That wasn't that bad. So I had to buy like 300 stamp pots, or I made 300 stamp pots.
Right.
But yeah, it's not that expensive. It's not that expensive to push. If you have like heroes at like 17, 18, 19, it's not that expensive to push them up, is what I'm saying. Like, especially if you want to be competitive, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I think we're in a weird spot right now where everyone's almost there, but not really there. As far as like level 20s, like I have teams of level 20s. There are a limited amount of people that
I don't think there's that many
playing their best heroes, and then a lot are saying things like, "Oh, like these aren't my best. Like the best are still ramping up."
Right?
And that might be like an ever ongoing cycle where you're always making new heroes that are your best, and they're always a few levels behind, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I will throw that out there to everyone for this match that we just had of Franz versus Matty. I did have one level advantage on one of my heroes. So I will say that
I had equipment. I'm not attributing to that. You beat me.
I'll say I had 2019 18. You had 2018 18. Just note that for the record on the win there. I'm aware of that. I know that.
No, it was a good win. Like I said, those status effects in the beginning really put me in a hole. I didn't feel comfortable that whole match.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why I kind of love. I love some of those level 1, blinding winds and poison blade are I love them.
Well, both of those play into sustain builds very, very well.
Like versus explosion.
Yeah.
Even like an advanced one, like that's insane to me. I would always.
Well, that's not really fair because you're picking the one that everyone unanimously agrees needs a buff, and saying, "Well, it's better than that." Like, yeah, it is.
I mean, look at your death mark there with your priest.
I mean, I'd rather have daze or no, I'd rather have blinding winds than exhaust.
Really?
Because the 50%, I just don't want to risk that. Like that, I feel like I'd rather get the 80% on the blinding winds than the 50%
I think that's a fair case.
On exhaust. Like I understand if exhaust hits, it's amazing. I get it, but like,
and it doesn't interrupt, but it does force you to kind of take care of
exhaust interrupts. Oh, you're saying the blind. Yeah.
Blinding winds doesn't interrupt, but like it does force you to kind of react to it before the next turn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll say like I try to. I mean, obviously, like I have a day job. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I try to watch. I try to watch a lot of the matches that happen like during the week and stuff like that. But I'm like so excited for this just keep going and for all of us to just keep playing this game. Like I know it is. I know what you're saying. Like earlier, like we're saying there weren't that many matches, but like I'm so excited for the future of this because I think they've put the building blocks here and like I don't know. I think the sky's the limit.
Yeah, I agree.
No, that's it. Okay. Do we want to do final thoughts? Do we have any other final thoughts we want to add? I think we're going to wrap up. We actually ended up not going into Worm and Emerson's time. But do we have any final thoughts?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you. So we looked back. We weren't able to find the list on stream. Yeah, it is luckily on the blockchain, though. We're going to get it from Dr. Zipper, and we are going to make sure everyone's made whole. Not the ideal first night of this, but we'll clean it up a little bit for the future. So check Twitter for that.
Yeah, we will. Maybe we'll make a little video where like the two of us will just like spin the wheel.
Yeah,
sure.
Any other events or things going on in the community?
Oh shit! I mean, we're going to permissionless this weekend.
No, nobody cares. JCL signups. The play-in tournament is this weekend, so if you want a chance to play in, do that.
Fuck, dude.
And
I don't.
Go ahead. Go for it.
No, I was saying like I was gonna play in it, but like I'm going away this weekend and I'm on vacation.
Sounds like bad scheduling by the guy who's hosting it.
I have a massage scheduled on Saturday morning. I can't be worried about the JCL qualifier,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we didn't put any of this in there, and we should have. And I'll actually we should tweet it out from the Bogside tweet. But Renpen made a bunch of like infographics that are fucking awesome about like walking people through like how you set up, how you buy heroes, how you get into the PvP and all this stuff. Like she like fucking killed it. They're all like very self-explanatory, and like she made a bunch of them. So we'll tweet that out from the Bogside account because they are all very good. And I want to get that out to people because
I wasn't aware of that.
It kind of like walks you through, what you need for PvP. You need to buy it here. Here's where you buy it here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like very like it shows you the whole thing. It's very cool. So shout out Renpen. I don't have the mug tonight, but my mug is in my kitchen currently. But yeah. Also, listen, I gotta say it. Fuck you, Franz. I beat you.
And this has been an episode of Bogside Chats. I'm Franz for Matty Pex and for Guy Kid. We'll see you later.
See y'all.